go have some fun.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to a new episode of Co-op. I'm your host, Cole Hamilton, along with my hysterical host.
It's Jacob Silva.
So, we just tried to record this, and we were going through it, and it was about 3 minutes long before I looked over at my computer and realized that no audio was picking up because I didn't set everything up right. But
it's fine. Everything's fine.
On this week of Co-op, we're going to be talking about our top 10 games, and we might even talk about some upcoming games that we're really excited about or looking forward to. But first, we're going to answer Twitter questions like we always do. And we got a bunch of questions this time. And we also got some from our buddy James, who doesn't have a Twitter for some reason. Or he does, but he never uses it.
Yeah, he's more of a Facebook guy.
But he sent in some questions also.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Silva.
All right.
Start her off with James's question.
James
First
has 3 questions, but I'll just do number 1 first. So, some backstory. James and I have known each other since my sophomore year of high school, which was like 5 or 6 years ago. And when I was 15, I took weightlifting for the first time. And James was a senior at this time, and was like super in shape and was like experienced and would like, I don't clearly remember what he used to do, but I think when we got to the wrestling room, he would just like do weird flips and like throw kids across the room, not in like a hurtful way, or like he was trying to bully us.
James would literally just grab kids fucking by the arm, just little freshmen, and just throw them against the concrete wall.
To me, he was pretty intimidating. But his question is, I always joke about how I would, in quotes, pick on you in high school. I feel that the story is usually told from my perspective, in which what I did was in no way actually hurtful. What is it from your perspective? Did it shape a perception of me, and how did that change/remain the same when we started working together? In that same area for Cole, is there someone from his past that he felt one way to have them come back a few years later, that his perception changed/stayed the same? So I used to think James was kind of intimidating, obviously, like I already said. And then 2 years or a year later, I started working with him at Best Buy. And realized that James is not scary at all. So,
my perception of James when I first started at Best Buy, I was scared shitless of everybody there.
You thought everyone hated you.
I really did thought I used to think that everybody there hated me for a good like 2 or 3 weeks, and the only people that were like I felt were nice to me were Silva and the Samsung reps at the time. Shout out to Candace. But I would always end up getting like not stuck, but I would always like end up closing with James because he always closed and I always closed because I was in high school still, and James was he just never really talked to me. It seemed like at first, but it might have just been me, and then one time, because I just always fucked up like phone activations when I first started there, because I really didn't know what I was doing. And I
don't think we had when you started, we didn't have a GM. I don't think either.
No, we didn't.
So it was we kind of scattered.
Yeah, and then one night James fixed an issue that I made, and then a couple days later, I just straight up asked him, I was like, James, why do you hate me? And he goes, Cole, I don't hate you. And then from that point on, we were like really good friends. So yeah, James is a soft teddy bear, and I love him to death. And I miss you, James. Come back and see me soon. And I just love you, man. Alright, I'm going to go into a next question from Twitter. This is from Cody, at Cody McAllister 13. If you two were to attend Hogwarts, what house would you be sorted into? Also, where do you think I would be sorted? Right off the bat, Cody would definitely be into either... I don't know much about the other 2 houses, because I haven't read Harry Potter since like my senior year of high school. Are you Googling the different houses and what they mean? I feel like Cody would just be sort of into Slytherin automatically.
I think so too.
Just because of how he looks.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, Cody, you don't look like a slime ball or anything. You just look like very intimidating.
Yeah.
At first glance.
You don't have to be evil if you're a Slytherin.
Exactly. What's the traits? Hang on, Cody. You fucked us up on this one.
I think I am a Hufflepuff, which sounds lame. But it's true.
Why do you think you're a Hufflepuff?
Because I'm not a Gryffindor, and I'm not a whatever the other one is. There's a 4th one, isn't it? Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
I don't know the characteristics of a Ravenclaw, though.
Well, Ravenclaw values intelligence, knowledge, and wit. Hufflepuff regards hard work, dedication, patience, loyalty, and fair play. Gryffindor is bravery, daring, nerve, and chivalry.
Yeah,
I think I would.
I'm probably Hufflepuff.
I feel like both of us would be in Hufflepuff.
Probably so.
Just because, I mean, we work hard.
Mhm.
We're dedicated. We go to school most of the time.
We're not into bravery.
We're patient. We're loyal. And we play very fairly.
Yes.
So, good one, Cody. You are definitely Slytherin, though. You
So is
scary.
Adam.
Yeah, Adam is definitely in Slytherin. just they both look like they belong in Slytherin.
Yeah.
Adam is one of our managers at Best Buy. So if you're listening to this, Adam, which I know you're not because you never listen to our podcast, please don't fire us for that comment. Do you want to read the next one of James's questions? Because he's got 3 of them.
Yeah. Number 2.
Mhm.
What is the driving force behind what you guys do on a daily basis? Personal gain and why? Or for the greater good and why? Very deep question.
I'll start this one off.
Alright.
My drive that I do every day is I get in my car and I start the ignition. Oh, wait. Does it mean like, okay.
I don't think it means like a literal drive.
Oh, okay. I really don't do much in my day-to-day life. I literally, if I'm not working, I go to school. I come home. I drink water. I watch YouTube videos for probably about 4 or 5 hours. And then I might play Xbox. But the reason why I'm going to school is so I can have a better job in the future. Not that my job is bad now. It's just I want to get a big boy job eventually.
Like a career.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to say that Best Buy can't be your career.
Exactly, yeah. Please don't fire us.
Please don't fire us.
We need these jobs. But, yeah. So I go to school because I want to have a career in the future that's not related to retail. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I want to do something with computers and like forensics and things of that nature, as we stated in a previous podcast. And I just want to provide for my future family and the family that I have now, including Silva, who's my little baby boy.
That's me.
That's you. What about you?
I think it changes pretty, not often, but like as I get older, I think it's changed a little bit now. What drives me is the want for like success and sustainability.
Definitely.
I don't want to have to worry about money and things like that like I do right now.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Worrying about money is not fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just motioned Silva to motion a little bit closer to the mic. So if you heard me like, if you heard those things, that's why. All right, next question, not as serious and not as deep. Our boy Kamiyar at BoomOU Updated asked us. It's a 2-parter, so I'm going to go ahead and do both of these since they're not as long. The first one is your favorite holidays.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween and Thanksgiving are my 2 favorite holidays. But why? Or is Halloween your favorite
I just
holiday?
like the vibe of Halloween.
The aesthetic.
The aesthetic.
The aesthetic of
I like-
Halloween.
Especially when I was little, I would just like hang out and watch Halloween Town.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. to the grandma. She died.
Oh, did she really?
That was Carrie Fisher's mom. I don't know what her
Oh,
name is.
yeah, you're right. Holy shit. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Damn.
And you get a shit ton of candy. And
That's
always
true.
Cool.
I remember when I was younger, because my brother had a bunch of friends in the back part of our neighborhood, which is like the newer part at the time.
Yeah.
And so because my parents are divorced, and then every Halloween my dad would come over with Little Caesars pizza, and we would just eat a fuck ton of pizza, and we'd go trick-or-treating.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother would he would hang out with us for most of it for the first beginning of years before he got a little too older. But as he started getting older, he started going with his friends more, and sometimes I would get to go with his friends. But that's when you got a fuck ton of candy.
Yeah.
But we still got a lot of candy, and that was probably the best part. I love Thanksgiving too, is because Christmas, in my opinion, food-wise, is like a toned-down Thanksgiving because everybody fucking just boosts up for Thanksgiving, and they just go ham.
That's like the food holiday.
It is. I love it. Thanksgiving's the best. For food, not the general context of why we have Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But I fuck with the food on Thanksgiving. That's mostly it. And the second question was, who would win in a grease slap fight between Silva and you? Explain explicitly.
I wasn't really sure what a grease slap fight was.
I'm gonna go off a general, just saying we put grease on our hands.
Is it on our hands or on our entire bodies?
I
I was thinking we like dunk ourselves in grease.
I think we do grease down, and then we just start slapping each other.
All right.
So I feel like Silva would win because he has much larger hands than I do, and he also goes to the gym as to where I do not. So He might look a little not buff on the surface, but deep down, Silva's got the hands of a man, and he will beat the shit out of you. If any of you are listening who have ever tried to fucking come across Silva the wrong way, he will slap the shit out of you.
It's true. Look out.
I don't know if I want to explain this explicitly, but I think
we don't want to talk about dicks, Kamiar.
I think we'll just end that one there. Kamiar, when we get you on the podcast, we can talk about all the dicks that you want to. Do you want to move on to James's final question?
This one's D&D related.
Okay.
I also really like that people are interested in our D&D
Yeah,
campaign.
we have a couple people who, after listening to the last episode of the podcast, who have approached us and be like, hey, we are both interested in D&D. And we want to find out more. Shout out to Randy. I look forward to making your character in your Arcana Snake becoming to life over the summertime. So if you want to go ahead and get into that.
Yeah. His question is, in the D&D conversation last week, you were talking about your character. You said he never had the ability to be a leader. You don't understand why he was chosen by the deity to save him. You aren't sure why the parents were so protective. Is it more likely that your character has always had the ability to lead, but was never in the environment that those traits could thrive? Were the parents actually causing harm in shielding the character and keeping him from reaching his full potential? Maybe the deity saved your character because it knew the purpose and wanted that to thrive. Let's see. He said this question was optional, but we're still going to answer it.
Did Jacob and James collaborate for this question? I feel
Jacob
like
asked
they
me
did.
questions like this too.
Yeah.
No, I think that my character Gwen maybe has some leadership characteristics, but that seeing that he lived in a fishing village and never really had to lead anyone, he never used the characteristics. And also now that he was helped by the D&D god Helm, like he has these powers that lets him like help his friends out and actually lead successfully.
Definitely.
So I think yeah.
Good question. Good questions, James. If I could learn how to use my words properly, we appreciate you. Next one is from @Sab Bunny, Silva's girlfriend. 2 questions. What are your favorite animals? Also, there's 3 questions actually.
Son of a bitch.
What's your favorite breed of dog?
Schnauzer.
Schnauzer? Just off the top?
Off the top.
Pugs are my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I love them. They're so rolly and thick and cute. I love them. I love all my dogs too, by the way, but I love pugs. We used to have a pug a long time ago when I was younger. Yeah, it was my grandpa's pug. What is your favorite animal?
Schnauzer.
mine would probably be albino corn snakes. I did not make.
I'm gonna look this up.
I did not make that term up. Albino corn snakes are like an albino type of breed of like a really good like pet snake, and so they're like, yeah, Silva's looking at a picture, so they're like white and orange and they have like red eyes.
Ooh.
And people think snakes are like really fucking gross and creepy, but they're actually really cute and I love them, and I still want. Oh no, Silva's showing me of one eating a dead mouse as they normally do.
Not the DJ.
Yeah, but I love them. I think snakes are fucking cute as shit. They're fucking dumb, dude. Their little tongues are like.
I've never seen a pet snake before. I've only seen snakes at like zoos and stuff.
I got to hold a snake at
Really?
a pet shop one time, and I was wearing like a jean jacket, and it was like wrinkled up a little bit. I was like going in the crevices of it. I was
Weird.
like, oh god, I want to take you home. They feel really weird though. That you feel like you think they would feel slimy,
Yeah.
but they don't. And you can like feel their
Are they like dry?
kind of.
Huh.
You can feel like their body parts moving around too,
Ugh.
which is kind of strange, like their exoskeleton.
Yeah, I don't think about other animals besides dogs all that much. So
Yeah.
if we're thinking about dogs, I'm thinking about schnauzers.
Also bugbears are probably my
Anyone has a
second
schnauzer
favorite
they don't
animal.
want, I'll take it.
I'll take it. Last but not least, why is Sabrina Ledbetter so great? Discuss.
Oh shit, I don't know.
I really
End
don't
of
know.
question.
Okay. I guess I'll just read the rest of the questions off. So, Paige at Tweets and Giggles. Sabrina's gonna beat the shit out of
That's
you
okay, she does regularly.
regularly.
Please help.
Paige asked us, do you think that some people have a sixth sense, like premonitions, etc.? I feel like some people do.
I think it's possible, yeah.
Yeah, is a sixth sense like when there's a flaming car on top of your child and you have the strength to lift it up? Would that be considered a sixth sense?
Maybe.
Or like people who can be like, I'm talking to the ghost of George Washington and he said that slavery's bad.
I would not want to talk to George Washington.
He owned slaves, actually.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Fucking founding father looking ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, yeah. I feel like they can.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like psychics are kind of a gimmick, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could easily like fabricate that you're talking to a spirit or something.
And like every fucking episode of Ghost Adventures, when they bring one in, they're like, she had no knowledge of these spirits before coming in. I'm like, bitch, the fucking internet is thriving.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of shit online. So thank you, Paige, for the question. Brian asked us, we should talk about Syria, the best public bathroom we've ever been in, and that's all I got. I feel like we should avoid the topic of Syria right now because it's still a very sensitive subject, unless you want to go into it a little bit. We actually talked about this in my government class.
We can at least talk about like the bad things that are happening.
Yeah. How do you think that it was right for Trump to not really go into, not like asking the House, or I guess the Senate, for not majority approval? He only asked like 12 or 20 people. Do you think that he had the right move to do it that way, or do you think they should have waited for the UN to do it, or to like get approval to, or for the UN to do something?
I don't know if did you see the pictures of the gas victims?
Yeah,
something like that provokes something similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
He probably should have gotten the approval of Congress first, but
I feel like he would have too. But part of me also thinks that, what if we didn't?
What if he didn't? What if they gassed more people or something?
Exactly. So
yeah, I don't know.
We don't know if it's a very situational thing. Like, we could have either he could have saved lives by doing that, or he just jumped the gun. So there's really no
two different perspectives.
Exactly. And what's the best public bathroom you've ever been in?
The fourth floor bathroom of OCCC's library.
Is that one really good?
Yeah.
There's one in the third floor of OSU OKC that's like tucked in the far back corner by all the computers that no one ever uses.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope no one from OSU OKC is listening to this right now, because I could get in trouble.
Actually, I just remembered. You can finish yours.
But sometimes I'll go in there. I used to go in there last semester when I had a bunch of downtime, and I would just sit on the toilet on my phone. I was just sitting there and vape for a good 30, 45 minutes, and I'd just walk out and go to class.
Are those the toilets where you would sit your phone up? And stand on top of the toilet?
Yeah, I used to. I would stand my phone up on different locations in the bathroom, and I would stand on top of the toilet in a praying position, and then I'd set the auto picture capture thing on, and it would just take a picture of me doing that. Also, on-cue bathrooms are really nice too.
They are.
Yeah, Quick Trip bathrooms are dope. That Arby's bathroom, you remember the one where I almost peed on your foot? That was a good one.
Was it?
It was good after I made it better
Yeah.
with my urine on the floor.
Ooh, the bathroom I was going to talk about.
Yeah, go for it.
One time I went on vacation to New Orleans,
and
on like the main strip, there is a Marriott hotel.
Main chicken strip?
The main chicken strip.
Uh-huh.
If you go to the second floor, it's an event floor. If there are no events going on, you go to the bathroom there.
No.
Really high quality bathroom.
Nice. Also, too, if you go to like any somewhat fancy hotel that's not like a 5-star, like in downtown OKC, because I would just go down there. Like, I would just drive around downtown and fuck around before my next class started last semester. One time I was like looking for the underground tunnels trying to find that secret Chinese restaurant that we went to, and I had to go pee really bad, so I went in there, and it was nice. Is
that place still there, that Chinese restaurant?
It was under construction, like that entire building, when I went over there, so I couldn't find it. So I tried every which way to get into it, and I couldn't. So next question. So at Candace R13, this is going to sound very suggestive on paper, but I'm going to give you context after I read it. Was it better to have been teased, or would you have preferred nothing at all? LOL, this sounds so wrong. So Candace was our Samsung rep at Best Buy for years. She was there forever, and then there was some sort of thing where she had to go to a different store, and everybody was really upset about it. We all cried. We all ate Chili's. It was a good time afterwards. And then she came back last weekend to help train a new guy, and everyone was like, this is just a tease having Candace back, and she's going to be gone again. And I feel like it was worth the tease, Candace.
Yeah, it's good to see Candace
to have you there. It just felt right. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay, Candace, I'll see you tomorrow, and that felt right to say.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you're home there, Candace. You are home there. And I don't know if there's any more Twitter questions. I think we
always forget something.
Yeah. I think we nailed it though.
We got James' questions.
We got James's questions, and we go through favorite breed of dog, Calmier's question. Yeah, man, we're good. We're golden. We got all Cody's questions.
Yeah.
I think we're set.
I think we're good. How long have we been going?
About 20 minutes. We got
okay.
10 minutes to bust out all of our 10 top favorite games. We got 1 minute. We got 30 seconds apiece. So, all right, ready to go. What is your number 1 spot on your?
I forgot.
We don't have a. These aren't in chronological order. We love video games. We're both really nerdy. So yeah, we compiled a top 10 list of our favorite games in no particular order. Silva, go ahead and start us off and tell me why it's your. We're gonna go through and tell us and say why. So.
The first one is an indie game. I couldn't get it for I got mine for free because it was the game of the month on PlayStation once.
Yep.
Or you can get it for like $20 or $15. It's Gone Home.
Gone Home was so good, dude.
Yeah, no game has ever made me feel the way that Gone Home does.
I hope no police officers are listening to this because I torrented that game somehow. And I beat it in one sitting. It took me about 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I've never felt so emotional.
It's a really short game.
About certain characters before. I felt emotional about game characters in the past, but
like the context of the game is you are a girl that's coming home from being from studying abroad, and you get back to your parents' house, which is a really fairly large mansion almost.
And you think it's a horror game at first.
Yeah, you think it's a horror game because it's nighttime and it's storming, and you see a note on your front door that says something along the lines of sorry I couldn't be here to see you. Yeah. Something like that.
And you think you're going to go into the house and it's just going to be like...
You think people are going to be dead or something.
Exactly. Like an Outlast Amnesia type thing.
So you go into the house and it's completely empty. And the only thing you have to give you clues as to where people are notes they've given to each other or plane tickets or train tickets.
And there's audio, there's audio
recordings
that you can find. And it's just
it's like a mystery kind of.
Yeah. I'm going to spoil some of these, but...
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Actually, I think just one of them. I think we're just going to spoil one of them. Yeah, all the other ones should be fine. But yeah, Gone Home is a super fucking good game.
Yeah.
The first one on my list is Animal Crossing on the Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah.
I remember I got that game, and my mom was like, "Cole, I don't want to buy this for you. Is it about animals crossing the road and they get hit and stuff?" I was like, "No, Mom, you basically do your everyday job in this game."
Yeah.
And I remember when I was super young, after I first got it, my brother was in summer school, and I would always wake up early before him, and me and my mom would both get up, and I would play Animal Crossing for about 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah. And I would do all my early stuff, and then it just reminds me of being a kid, the music, just the pictures of stuff online that I see. I love that game. Wasn't a big fan of the other ones that came out. New Leaf was really good though. New Leaf and the original Animal Crossing are my two favorites. So go ahead and move on to number 2.
All right. This probably is partly because of recency bias, but also I like the Zelda franchise a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
But whenever the older ones came out, I was always really young, and they were too difficult for me. So now I'm playing through Breath of the Wild on the Switch, and I'm old enough to where it's not that difficult, and I can actually play it and get the full Zelda experience, and it's been one of my favorite games of all time already.
Yeah, it seems like everybody fucking loves that game.
Yeah.
Reviewers love it, and then everybody that I talk to, we would go to Cliff's house to play D&D, and sometime, one time we didn't even play D&D. They just talked about Breath of the Wild for an hour and a half almost. So yeah,
that's the only reason to buy a Switch right now.
Exactly. My number 2 spot is Overwatch.
Hey,
just because Overwatch, it's just a really good game in general. It's really well polished. I mean, there's bugs and
it's such a good, such a well polished game.
It is really, and playing Overwatch reminds me of playing Call of Duty when I was when I first got my Xbox when I was young. So it brings back memories of staying up till 4 a.m. playing it, and I was actually playing it before the recording of this, and Silva came over, and when we were setting up, he was playing a game too. But it's just a lot of fun. You, me, and Christian playing, it's the funnest that I've had in a long time. So you can go ahead and move on to your number 3.
Oh, okay. My number 3 is Kingdom Hearts 2.
Are you shitting me, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I'm playing through that right now. It's so good.
I like Kingdom Hearts 1, but it was one of those things where I was also really young when I played the first time, and it was so difficult to play.
I remember the only thing I won for one of my birthdays was Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
And we had to go to Circuit City when that was still open, and we found a copy.
I think it was hard to find when it first came out.
It was, yeah. That's a good ass game.
I got I had 100% completion on that game.
I
was 10, 11 years old when I played it.
Yeah. All right. My number 3 spot is also Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm playing through it again right now, and I actually have never beat it before.
Really?
I know how it ends and everything, but
I don't even remember how it ends.
I won't spoil this for you guys, but I'm playing through it right now, and I'm remembering why I love it so much, and also too, just the Kingdom Hearts franchise in general. I was obsessed with that game as a kid. Like, I remember I got a Game Informer, and it had like the poster for the first one, like the box art for it, and I like hung it up on my wall, and it was there for like 5 years. I don't know, never knew what happened to it though. Go ahead and move on to your number 4.
It's Overwatch.
Is it Overwatch?
Yeah.
Same reasons why I picked Overwatch?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It's
sweet.
like, I've talked about League of Legends before on the podcast and how much I hate it. Even though I played it for 4 years, like all the time. It gives me the same like satisfaction as playing League of Legends, but in a lot shorter time.
Exactly. And like if you fall behind, you're not fucked for an hour while you're playing it. I've spent quite a bit of money on Overwatch already. Just on loot boxes.
Just on loot boxes.
Christian,
not as much as Christian. Fuck that guy.
Christian accidentally spent $80 on loot boxes one night, and he didn't. After he did it, he didn't say anything for like a good 2 minutes, and then he finally revealed why he did that. It's an accident, but I don't think it was. Number 4 on my spot is Skyrim.
Yeah.
So I was never really big into RPGs when I was younger, just because they were too hard. I never understood how that worked. But I remember I got Skyrim the day it came out because our buddy Jeremy was like, hey man, you should check this game out. And before, a little bit of context, he told me to buy a game before this came out called Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. And I was like, oh shit, I can buy some new LPs, like records.
Yeah.
Or I could buy this game. And Jeremy was like, bro, fucking buy the game. We're going to love it. And I absolutely hated the game.
Shit.
So
I played through it once. I liked it a little bit. But
it was in my mind when I came home from school that day, and I was watching an IG interview, and they gave it a 10. And I was just like, Mom, fucking pick this game up for me when you get home.
They gave Skyrim a 10?
Mm-hmm. I think they gave Skyrim a 10. And I called my mom on the way home when she was on her way home from work. I was like, if you really love me, you'll buy me this game. And she was like, okay, I will. And then it was around Christmas time when it came out.
Yeah.
So every time I play Overwatch, I just think of Christmas time. Or not Overwatch, fuck, Skyrim. Same with Overwatch too, but Skyrim, it reminds me of Christmas time just because of the setting, and then, I don't know. I
put a lot of time in that game.
It has a special place in my heart, honestly. So yeah, go ahead and get that number 5 out of here.
Ooh, it's, God. Alright, so some context to my list. A lot of my games are PlayStation exclusives, and I don't even have a PlayStation right now.
You don't own a PlayStation. How many? Okay. So how many PlayStation 4s and Xboxes have you owned? Xbox Ones.
I've owned 2 PS4s and 2 Xboxes.
I've owned 1 Xbox One and 3 PS4s. So I think I kind of have you beat there. Anyways, what was your number 5?
Uncharted 4.
I never played it.
Really?
I actually, I sold mine so I could get Neo instead, which is a poor choice on my part. Because Neo is a bitchy. It sucks. You guys remember the last episode of one of the last episodes of Co-op when I was playing it? It was episode Shooting the Shit. It's like episode 7 or something like that. That was the last time I played Neo. I haven't played it since.
It looked really difficult.
Anyways, what were you saying?
But the Uncharted, I had like the collection that included 1, 2, and 3, and then so in like a 3-week span, I played all of them like in chronological order. And because they're not very long, they're just kind of like arcade shooters when you're playing through them.
It reminds me of Indiana Jones.
So it's kind of like Indiana Jones. The story is so good.
I played the first one. I don't know if I ever. Yeah, I beat the first one, and I was like, man, that game was not that good.
The ending is probably like one of the best endings in any game that I've
really.
Played. Yeah.
The first one didn't really age well, which is what a lot of people said, and so my mindset going in was like, it could only get better. So
that's true.
I have the collection also, and I played the second one a little bit. And then I just stopped playing it for whatever reason. And then I just randomly picked up the third one a couple weeks ago. And it's really good from what I played of it so far.
I really cared about the characters at the end. I was so afraid
that they were going to die.
Someone was going to die, yeah.
Shit, it's like Game of Thrones.
Oh, God.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, my number on number 5 is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, where nobody dies, not that I know of.
I never beat it. I played that. I never beat it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever beat it either. So I might just be a fake-ass fan of all these games. But, Twilight Princess is probably my favorite game because it was the first Zelda game that I actually knew how to play.
Yeah.
I got it on the Wii like a couple weeks after it came out. Not the Wii, but the game itself. It came out a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I got it a couple weeks after that came out. And I just love that game, man. It's gritty, it's dark.
It is pretty dark.
It's mysterious.
From what I remember, it's pretty dark.
Mm-hmm. And I love the Zelda series so much that I have every single Zelda game that is on GameCube. And the last game that I ever needed was Twilight Princess, and that was the most expensive one. And it was a full retail price of $60 used, complete, and trying to find it. And that was the only one that I really wanted. And then I just was like, well, fuck, I guess I have all of them now. So yeah,
Twilight Princess. They re-released those onto the Switch.
Twilight Princess it's a really good game. I love it. So.
Oh god, it's The Last of Us. Another Naughty Dog game. That's the developers of Uncharted and The Last of Us, and Jak and Daxter, which I also love.
They're doing that remaster. They're remastering that.
Don't tell me that. I
know.
know.
We had this conversation earlier. You have to buy another PS4.
I hate it.
You'll have the money. I know you do.
God of War. I love God of War.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck.
God.
So why is The Last of Us on your list?
It also, I really cared. It's the same scenario as like Uncharted, where you go through and you really care about the characters, and you're trying so hard not to get one of them killed or something.
You get really invested into them.
Yeah, and it's a really stressful game.
It is.
It's kind of like a zombie survival game, but they're not really zombies.
Yeah. So did you know the fungus that infects the people in the game is actually like a real life?
Yeah, it affects
fungus?
like ants or something.
Yeah, it affects ants. It's fucking crazy. My number 6 spot is the original BioShock.
Ooh.
So I got the original BioShock on Christmas one year. Actually, my brother got it, and that game scared the fuck out of me because because how our Christmases work at my house is we open presents, and then we get to play with our stuff for a couple hours, and then we go to my grandma's house for Christmas dinner and stuff like that. And so you know the first part in BioShock where like you come up out of the submarine and then that splicer comes in it like
the hooks,
and he starts getting everything. That part scared the fuck out of me. And a little context, before that game even came out, I think I was looking through a Game Informer during a snowstorm, and we were actually staying at my grandma's house because we didn't have power and they did, and it was a promotional picture of a Big Daddy, like the ones that you see in the second game, not like the big headed ones, but like the kind of pencil top headed ones, you know what I'm talking about, with a little sister. And I had a dream about it that night.
Damn.
And so, I don't know which one of us put BioShock on our Christmas list. I think my dad just might have bought it for us because it was a new game.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with that game. I think I've beaten that game probably about 8 or 9 times. Like, I beat that game so many fucking times. It's so good.
I beat 2 and Infinite. I never beat BioShock 1.
I played a little bit of Infinite, but I beat 2. But the first one holds a special place in my heart for one of the first games that actually scared the shit out of me. Go ahead and move on to number 7.
This is kind of funny. BioShock Infinite.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
That's one of my favorite games ever. The story's really complicated.
Yeah.
And I had to do a lot of research afterwards. But because I wanted to do the research, because I cared about the characters a lot, and I wanted to know what the hell was going on.
That's what I've really heard, and I've played it. So I've tried to play it like 5 times.
Yeah, there's so much little stuff you can like pick up and read that involves part of the story.
Really?
Yeah.
I have it. I need to play it, though.
It's a really good game.
Number 7 on my spot is The Last of Us.
Oh.
So, The Last of Us is probably the first video game that has ever made me cry.
Yeah.
Multiple times. I cried 3 times during that game. Cried at the very first, a part in the middle, which I'll tell you about. It's a spoiler alert, so if anyone's listening to this, go ahead and skip past for...
There's some traumatic things in that game.
Yeah, that game fucks you up. And then the very last part of it. The Last of Us part. I cried at that part. The second part that I cried at, it wasn't because I was sad.
Yeah.
But it's a scene where Ellie, one of the main characters, gets trapped by a guy, and she's like in a holding cell, and the guy's like, why don't you tell me your name? And she's like, I don't know about that. And so he reaches his hands in, and she's like kind of acting like she's gonna flirt with him. And then what she does is she grabs his hand, breaks it, and then like throws him out, and she goes, my name's Ellie, you motherfucker, or like tells, like, he's like, tell your friends my name's Ellie, motherfucker. And I was like, that's badass. And there's a scene later in the game where you're like he's like chasing you around like a burning down diner, and you have to like hide from him. And there's a part where like he tries to rape her, and what she does is she grabs a piece of broken plate and stabs him repeatedly. And I cried on both of those parts.
It's really traumatic.
I cried happily at the part where she broke his finger, and then I cried because I thought that I was gonna witness her getting raped.
Yeah.
On the second part, but then I saw her stabbing her almost rapist, and I like started crying a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's just a good game. The second one's coming out, so you have to buy a PS4. I will not let you borrow my PS4.
Yeah, my dad has one.
Does he play it?
No.
Just use it. Your dad's PS4.
I might.
You ding dong.
Let's see.
Anyways, what's your number 8?
Wait. Did I put 11 games? No, this is number 7.
Uh-huh.
Dead Space 2.
No, this is your number 8.
Is it?
Yeah, because you went first. It's got to count.
This is number 7.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Fuck, I miscounted. Hang on. 1, 2, 3.
The very top thing is not a game.
I know. It says notes, you dickhead. That's number... What the fuck?
7.
Do I know how to count? Hang on.
He doesn't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're on number 8.
What?
That's number 8.
Oh, shit.
God damn it. Go ahead.
I've done 7. I'm on number 8.
You're on number 8.
Dead Space 2.
Okay.
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Is that the only one that you've ever played?
No, I played them all. I just like that one the most.
Really?
Yeah.
The first one was my favorite.
I don't remember a lot of the first one.
I went to...
Didn't like the third one.
Really? No,
Yeah.
I didn't like it either. It was just an action game.
Just an action game.
Why did you like it so much? Just because it scared you so much?
Yeah, it was just... to me, it felt like a more polished version of Dead Space 1.
Yeah.
Where it's like a horror game and they only give you so much ammo and it's really hard to play.
That's true.
And
It's a survival horror.
it's a survival horror
Yeah.
game. And I clearly remember the part where they're walking through like the little kids area.
Oh, fuck that, dude. Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
These games are scary.
I was at FYE when it was still open with my dad, and I've been wanting Dead Space, like the first one, for like months.
Yeah.
And I finally saw it there used for a good price. I was like, Dad, can you please buy this for me? And he was just like, and he ended up buying for me, and I fell in love with that game. I should have put that on my
I
list.
wish they would do like a remaster or something.
Yeah. My number 8 spot is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I never beat that game.
I haven't
I got
played it.
super fucking close to doing it, so it's weird. I've only played that game during the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get into that in a sec. So I love Ocarina of Time just because we got it, I think, at a garage sale or game exchange. My brother did. And then he kind of gave me the PS or the N64 because he never really played it anymore. And I was in summer school during 7th grade. And the only thing that really got me through summer school was coming home to play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I had like printed out sheets of the cheat codes.
How cheat codes?
Or like not
guide? Like
yeah,
a guide or
like
something?
the guide and the cheat code, and I had a laptop with everything on it too. And so I played the fuck out of that game. And then when summer school ended, and I just didn't play it anymore because I wanted to do something else instead. And then over the summer of the tornado, when we were staying at my grandparents' house, I was like, well, I don't have a console here.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a 3DS, and I played the shit out of it on my 3DS too. So yeah, I've only played that
I
game
still
during
need
the
to do that.
summertime.
I forgot I can get it on the 3DS.
I forgot I have a 3DS. Anyways, what's your number 9 spot?
Halo 3. That's like the first online game I ever played.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like I got an Xbox 360. I think I was like 11 or 12, and I got Xbox Live. I didn't even know what Xbox Live was really.
And then you get on there like, I fucked your mom, you little bitch.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Fuck you, idiot.
Fucking bitch. Fucking no scoped looking ass.
No, Halo 3. Back when I was like, I had a little baby voice. You could play with friends and do like little custom games and invite people to play. That's when you actually talk to people.
Yeah, I remember when. I don't know. You probably don't remember this. I don't know if it was you or not, or one of Jeremy's other friends, but I used to play Xbox with our friend Jeremy, and Silva messaged me one night when I think we were still in junior high, and I didn't know Silva.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure you sent me a message saying something, and
Was I talking shit?
no, you weren't talking shit, and you added me as a
I
friend.
used to do that a lot.
Yeah, you added me as a friend, and then we didn't. Like, I don't think I added you because I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
But look at us now.
Look at us now,
We're on
boys.
episode 9 or 10 of the podcast. Speaking of number 9, my number 9 spot on the list is Super Mario 64.
Oh, shit, never played.
I got it, and I asked my mom to find me a copy on eBay for cheap when it was still cheap, when it wasn't like, $20, $30. We
Yeah.
found me a copy. I was at my friend's house hanging out one time, and she called me, and she was like, hey, your game came in. I was like, fucking come get me right now. And I think... Fuck. Well, I was going to say that might be the only game on the list that I beat, but no, I beat The Last of Us and all the other ones too. Most of the other ones. But yeah, I love Super Mario 64. It doesn't... Like, it still feels good, but
Yeah.
obviously the graphics they didn't age well, but it's still a really good game. It's still really fun. But yeah.
Hopefully you have a Switch by the time Odyssey comes out. So
Oh my god. That's the only reason why I want to Switch right now is
Yeah.
for Odyssey. God damn
that'd be
it.
fun.
That
It
game
comes out
was
like
so good.
September or something.
Yeah. Alright. Number 10 for you, Silva.
It's Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Alright, go ahead with your why you love Dark Souls so much.
It's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult. Like if you die, you lose all your shit, and then you respawn. And if you can't make it back to where you died to pick up all your old shit, you lose it forever.
Well, the old shit that he's talking about is stuff that you used to power up your person.
Like money, basically.
Yeah.
The currency of the game.
You don't lose like your armor and your weapons because it'd be shitty.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, because
it's so difficult.
Dark Souls is one of those games too where it's like, it's punishing, but
it crushes your ego.
But it's your fault when you do it.
It is.
So
it's never the game's fault. Like it's never something bullshit that kills you. It's
exactly. It's
your fault for not being careful.
Mm-hmm. So is that just Dark Souls 1 or 2 or 3 or all 3?
Played basically all of them.
Yeah.
Number 3 is probably my favorite.
The funny thing is I've gotten the farthest in Dark Souls 1 than I did in any other game. Any of the Souls games.
Bloodborne's cool too.
Yeah, Bloodborne's really fun.
I didn't beat it.
Yeah, me either. It's hard. I got stuck on the second boss. Anyways. My number 10 spot is Fallout 3.
Oh shit.
So, when I first got Fallout 3, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I thought it was a first-person shooter. Yeah. I was like, this game's fucking hard, what the fuck? And then I was talking to my friends about it because they were, like, raving about it. They're like, this game's so good. I'm like, this game fucking sucks.
That's the first game like that I ever got into.
Yeah.
Like RPG I really got into.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I was like, this game's fucking dumb. It's hard as shit.
It was so hard.
It was. And then they were like, Cole, how are you playing it? I'm like, it's like Call of Duty, right? And they're like, no, you have to, like, think about what you're doing. And I was like, oh shit. So I made a new save, and that's the only, I think that's the only game that I've ever 100% completed with all the DLCs too. It took me forever.
The DLC was fun in that game.
I beat the shit out of that game. It's such a good game. I like the atmosphere of it. I wasn't a big fan of New Vegas that much because it was
didn't feel as much as
you were in
like
the fucking you were in the fucking desert.
Yeah.
And then
not much to look at.
I liked Fallout 4 a lot.
I couldn't beat it.
I didn't like it at first, but I got
monotonous.
Yeah, I got back into it, and I ended up enjoying it a lot. But Fallout 3 is like my favorite Fallout game out of the 4 that I've played.
Yeah, I think same here.
I played Fallout 2 on the PC, and that game's fucking hard as dicks.
Did you ever play Oblivion? Speaking of like Elder Scrolls games.
Sorry, my door just creaked and it kind of spooked me for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I played Oblivion after I had Skyrim.
It hasn't really aged well.
So I didn't really like it. I was like, oh shit, man, it's gonna be a good Skyrim, and I was like, no, it's a bad Skyrim. But yeah, that's our top 10 favorite video games. What is a video game or a couple of video games that you're looking forward to in the near future? We are way past our 30-minute mark. We apologize. We had a bunch of questions to answer.
Games that I want to play that are coming out in the future. Games that are only coming out on PS4. Such as God of War and The Last of Us 2. Correct. And Jack and Daxter Collection.
Correct.
And those are all coming out on PS4, and I don't have PS4.
Well, you're going to have to get one.
But Destiny 2 is coming out, and I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, that looks cool.
That's basically it.
Yeah. I'm really excited for Super Mario Odyssey that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Just from the trailer, it looks so good. I've never been like a huge Mario fan besides Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy. But goddamn, Odyssey just looks so good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Odyssey. Last of Us 2, obviously.
Is that this year or next year? It's next year, right?
I think it's next year. And I'm hoping they're going to talk about a new Skyrim game at E3. We'll probably do a podcast on E3, just predictions and stuff, yeah. But yeah, I don't got much more to say.
Yeah, I think that's it for this podcast. I
think that's it, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to a new episode of Co-op.
It's late.
We'll see you guys next week, yeah. We didn't record yesterday because I was tired of shit. So it's Tuesday at 11:20. Sorry about the late upload. But yeah. Oh, also, too, I want to give you guys a heads up. We are now on SoundCloud. You can find the link on my Twitter account as well as my Instagram account, which I have not done for either. But you guys don't know that yet because I'm going to put it on here before I upload it. But yeah, if you guys want to listen to the podcast while you are doing multiple things on your phone instead of having to keep YouTube up, that's the main reason why we did it. But we're still going to be doing them to YouTube also. So we might not be as up-to-date on the SoundCloud ones because I'm so used to doing it on YouTube. But I'm going to try to do them both at the same time. But yeah.
We're making progress on getting a capture card too.
Yeah, we're also making progress on getting sponsors.
Yeah, such as...
Nesquik
and Yoo-Hoos.
And Cowtails.
And Lemonheads.
And we'll see you guys on next week of Co-op. Thank you guys. See ya.